Ah, hello humans. I'm unsure if it is recording audio. Are you recording audio? Okay, whatever. So, hello. I'm doing a teacher review. Teacher tier list. Yes, for a school whose name I will not say, but you probably can guess which one if you know who I am. I'm not saying my name, so they can't get mad at me if there is no proof. No proof. So, yeah, as you can see here, we have 6 tiers, it looks like. Yep, that's 6. We have top 3, it's just from my top 3 favorite teachers. And as you can see, the list goes down in color. And I put yellow as last because a certain teacher's favorite color was yellow, apparently, because every single time they got to pick a color for a group activity or a clan activity, they picked yellow. So I'm putting yellow as their favorite. You can see down here, some teachers are more, not special, but like, I messed up on a few of them. I started with these two, and I lost the background color, so I had to change it to this blue. The only other one that got a different color was the legendary Profe, because he's Spanish, and I love him. So, you might guess what tier he's probably going to go in. So then, yeah. I'm going to ignore the elephant in the room, the literal elephant. I hate her. There will be no hate in this video besides her. Okay, if you're watching this, I strongly dislike you. No. I Jessica Marasco you. Jessica Marasco. I do not like you, Jessica Marasco. I very do not like you, Jessica Marasco. Anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and start off. Some of the names, if their name is in white, they're an elementary school teacher. If their name is in green, they are a middle school. And if their name is in red, then they're a high school. I will be saying what they are because I messed up on some. Like Miss Coulter's is green, even though she's a high school teacher. And I think Miss Kaywood's is also a green, but I did not change hers because I just did not want to. Okay, let's start off. Miss Bonafide. So, fun fact, in my notes folder for when I was writing down all the teacher names that I could remember, I had her named as Miss Bonfire. And I could not, for the life of me, remember who Miss Bonfire was. Until I was, because I wrote these notes in the middle of class, like a few months ago. And I was like, I'll do that then. And I didn't get around to it until now. This is like June something. Anyways, Miss Bonafide. Miss Bonafide was a good teacher. She taught really well. And her personality was really, how do I say this? She always acted like she hated everybody in the room, and if you did something wrong, she really let you know that she did not like it. So, honestly, I don't have a problem with her. She was alright. Miss Couch. Did not like Miss Couch. But, she was she wasn't alright, but I did not like her. But she wasn't, like, awful to where I couldn't deal with her. She just got on my nerves. I remember I cried a lot in her classroom. This was 4th grade. I cried a lot in her classroom because I did not like her. So, yeah, she can go in dislike. I am not a Miss Couch fan. And we always made jokes about her, like, living at a furniture store or something because her name was Miss Couch. Miss Smith. Oh, man. Oh, Miss Smith. I just loved you so much. I really appreciate all those beautiful moments when you just scream at me for no reason. Or you just, I don't know, make me run at recess for no reason, even though I did barely anything wrong. Talking in class, oh yeah, that's an entire recess gone because I said a few words to the kid next to me. How sweet of you. All right, and then 5th grade, when I was leaving the school, she was my 2nd grade, I think. Yeah, she was my 2nd grade teacher. No, she was my 1st. And I was leaving the school, and I said goodbye to her. Whatever, I might edit, whatever. She said, alright, yeah, bye, Kerr. Bye, Kerr. And yeah, thanks a lot. Big D! Big D! I love Big D! I love Big D! We love Big D! Big D's awesome. Alright, Mr. Clifton? Is this Clifton? Yes, Clifton. Clinton. It's meant to be Clinton, not Clifton, you brain dead rat. Alright, Mr. Clinton was peak. Loved Mr. Clinton, dude. Alright, so another thing, if they're here, like if their name is above the other name, that means they're better than them, okay? Mr. D, you are awesome. I love you. I care about you. You're a really nice guy. I just enjoyed Mr. Clinton more than you. Okay? So, I also knew Mr. Clinton better than I did you. I barely know you. Okay? I've not had any classes with you or anything. Mr. Clinton was the GOAT. I loved Mr. Clinton to death. Okay, we have Miss Harris. Miss Harris was also very sweet. One of the sweetest people I think I've ever laid my eyes on in this world. I remember this horrible memory where I totally changed my mind now. Where I was like, "You're second. You're my second favorite teacher." She's like, "You're my second," and I was like, she was so sad. I go to church with her occasionally now. Like occasionally, I go to church. I don't remember seeing her all the time. I'm not even sure if she's still alive because I haven't seen her in so long. But I really love her. She's so sweet. She was there at my baptism, dude. That's how much I love this teacher. She's so sweet. Miss Jackie, oh no, I mean she's worse. That means I hate her more than Miss Smith. Oh, you power hungry rat. And no, it's not just me calling her a power hungry rat. Okay, don't say, "Oh, you got in trouble one time," and she's. Every human alive would say she's a power hungry rat. There was one time. Oh, I love Colton. No, I don't love Colton, but I love Colton. It's like a 50-50. Not even. It's like a 30-70. Because well, you know, if you know, you know. So there was this memory I have where we were in agriculture, and I mean we weren't even in agriculture. We were in our skinny block, which is not agriculture. It was not agriculture. It was something useless. And we didn't have anything to do, so she was like, "All right, you're all going to go outside and pull up weeds." And it was like, "Okay, that's fine with me." But then Miss Johnson left, and left us with Miss Jackie. And Miss Jackie immediately acted like she was a prison guard and was like, "All right, you all do that, you all do this, you all do that. If I see any of you slacking, I'm writing you up." And Colton just went over and sat down. And Miss Jackie was like, "You gonna sit down? I'm gonna write you up." And she's like, "No, you can't write me up." He's like, "What do you mean? I can't write you up. I'll write you up right now." And he's like, No, you won't." It's like, "All right, fine then, little Einstein, you little big boy over here. I'm gonna go get the vice principal on you, and you tell her to yell at you." And he's like, "Okay, go get her." And she just froze, like, well, okay. And she goes in there and she gets the vice principal. She comes over, she gets Colton. They walk to her office, and apparently, Colton was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that," and she was like, "Yeah. Okay, I understand. You don't have to do it." And she just let Colton go. And Miss Jackie was furious. And Colton just got away scot-free. Like, there was also a time he told her to just shut up. And she's like, "Hey, oh my gosh, he told me to shut up. Did you hear him? He told me to shut up." And he didn't get wrote up for it. I, like, really respected Colton. Like, I really respected Colton. I love that man. Until, well, I mean, I don't want to say anything about him now. It's just Miss Peters. It's Mr. Peters. Okay. Mr. Peters, really cool. Love Mr. Peters. Sorry, Mr. D, but I like Mr. Peters. Dude, there were some wacky stories. I don't remember what grade I was in. I think I was in first grade. Miss Peters, which was my actual teacher. He was like a assistant. She was teaching, and I was in like we got done teaching, and we were in the lunch, and I had heard Miss Peters or somebody, I think it was Miss Peters, told me that the reason his eye was always like really weird looking was because he had a glass eye, because when he was like doing military stuff in another country, I don't remember what I think it was like, I don't remember what it was, but he got captured, and they beat him so bad that his eye came out. I don't know if it was like Vietnam or something. I don't think it was Vietnam, but he got captured, and they beat him so bad that his eye came out. And I was like, I think about that now, and I'm like, I don't remember if that was like a viable source. I don't remember if it was Peter told me. I just remember some adult told me it. And I would say that, like, oh, it might not be true, but like, I don't know. That's just really like Mr. Peters, because that was whatever. Mr. Hurt. Mr. Hurt's alright. He's aight. Like him more than Miss Bonafide, though. Now, Mr. Hurt's a touchy subject for some of us. I know what you're gonna say, Sheba. But yeah, I don't I don't mind Mr. Hurt. He is actually really sweet, or not sweet, but he's really cool. Tripod. But I remember there was one time I was like cheating in his classroom, and he walked over to me and was like, "Dude, can you put your phone away?" And I was like, "Oh shoot, I got caught." And he's like, "Yeah, can you put your phone away?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And he's like, "Yep, all right, you're good." And just walked away. He's like, "Did you not know that?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And he's like, "Yeah, okay," and then walked away. He didn't even take my test or anything. He's like such a nice guy. Like I have to respect him after that. And like he always had so much energy to like what he was speaking about. He cared so much about what he was talking about, and I really admire that. But like the only problem was I just did not care for biology, so I just like slept in his classroom, which is not his responsibility. He should not be the one like, "Curry, you gotta wake up," which he shouldn't. He doesn't have to be the one to do that. But whatever. I like Mr. Hurt. He was pretty good. All right. Miss Easter. I love Miss Easter. She's so sweet. Oh, I don't know, dude. That's a hard pick. Miss Easter or Mr. Peters. That's a hard pick. I think she was. I had more fun with her because her son was Logan. All right. I love Miss Peters though. Miss Kaywood. Can't say anything else though. She was all right. I did not like her very much, but she was not unbearable. Because the one part where I was sitting at a door waiting for someone to open it, and she's like, "Kara, why don't you just go in the door when they unlock it?" And I was like, "That's what I'm doing." But you know, whatever. Miss Parks! Miss Parks! Oh man, Miss Parks! Dude, imagine having an awful day and then walking into Miss Parks' class. Immediate mood changer, because then you go from wanting to just have a bad day to wanting to blow your brains out. I have never ever switched up my mood so badly when I walked into a classroom, looked at the board, and saw we had 20, not even a hyperbole or any kind of like joke, 20 tests to take on Study Island. Wow, 20 tests. And you know what's even better? The next time, like the next week I walked in, I hadn't even gotten half of them done. And I walk in the next week, and guess what? 20 more for me. How sweet. What a sweetheart, am I right? 40. Well, I'm not exaggerating. I might be under exaggerating. Like seriously, she had like 50 tests up there for us to take. It locked RJ and like, you know how bad you have to be to like stump RJ? How do you lock RJ in study hall? That you are an awful teacher if you do that. I hated her, dude. Despise her. I'd rather be stuck in a room with Miss Jackie, because at least Miss Jackie like would leave you alone if you just did what you were told. Ninth grade Miss Johnson. Don't like her too much. She's all right. Well, no, she's not all right. I just don't like her too much. Because there was a time we had 2 minutes before class was out, and I took out my phone. Boom, my phone's gone. And now let me just find Ms. Moore real quickly so I can rank her with. Well, not with. Rank her beside her, because I have a respect for Miss Moore, because after that day, Miss Moore was like really sweet. Not Miss Moore, Miss Russell. Is it Miss Russell? I think it's Miss Moore, not. I don't remember. They're both. I don't remember. Well, the blonde lady that was really sweet to me all the time. I don't think that was Miss Russell. I think that was Miss Moore. I don't think I have a Miss Moore tier. No, I don't think I do. Okay, whatever. This is Miss Moore. Or Miss Russell. I don't remember which one's which. I like Miss Russell because she was really sweet to me all the time, and I really cared about her. They were really cool and really sweet. Mr. Gallion, peek! The goat! The goat! The goat! I love Mr. Gallion. He was really cool. There was a time when, well, actually, I'm not going to put him in front of Miss Peters because of that time, but there was a time me and Kaden we're in Miss Nichols' classroom in 6th grade, and I kicked Caden, and he kicked me, and I kicked Caden, and he walked over, Mr. Guy walked over, and was like, guys, you better not kick each other. I'm writing you up. And I looked at Caden, and I started to turn around, and Mr. Guy said, that's it! And I was just turning around, I didn't mean to, and he wrote us up. But since it was a sub write-up, we were supposed to get detention. Or, not detention, we were supposed to, something bad. Whatever stupid school thing it was. We get put in something, punishment, insert punishment. We get written up or whatever. Double wrote up, so it's really bad. So, he wrote me down, but he didn't write me down for a double write-up. So I just, Miss Johnson was like, well, not, the 6th grade Miss Johnson was like, look, you did not get double written up, so you better consider yourself lucky, dude. And I was like, yeah, thank you, Mr. Gallion, for not double writing me up, even though I was trying to correct myself. But, you know, whatever. I appreciate you not at least double writing me up. So, anyways, still a W teacher. Loved him, cared about him so much. Really good guy. The legendary Profe. Immediate top 3. Love Profe. Miss Nickel. Miss Nickel is alright. She's alright. You know what? Honestly, no. These two like kind of go hand in hand with how much I care about, like how much I kind of feel about them. Because like Mr. Hurt, I like Mr. Hurt a little. He's alright, but like I was more interested in what Miss Nickel was teaching me. Even though Miss Nickel had her moments. I also feel really bad for Miss Nickel because of her backstory that she told us in the gym, which was really, really sad. So she gets pity. No, I'm not saying that. She doesn't get pity points. I just liked her a little bit more. Anyways, we had Miss Johnson, 6th grade. Dude, Caleb made her life awful. It was her last year, dude. And he just, like, stomped right on her hip. I'm a skateboard! I'm a tsunami! And, like, this is memory I have. There's a bunch of memories with her, dude. And Caleb just being an idiot. I love you, Caleb, but, like, he made this poor woman's last years awful. I really liked Miss Johnson, though. She's my favorite of the 6th grade, probably. Just because of, like, she, like, really did not want anything to do with me, and I really liked her, though. You know, let me just get Miss Burgess out of the way. I could not remember her name when I was little. I was just called her Miss Burgie. She's my least favorite of... she's actually a little bit better than Miss Nickel. Like, nothing bad with Miss Burgess. Like, I just remember that whole classroom being really stupid and funny, because nobody really took her serious, which is really sad. And I really care. I really like Miss Burgess, but, like... Nobody took her serious, so it's kind of a mad class. She just let us walk all over her, which she shouldn't have. And I didn't walk over her. I'm not mean like that. Miss Arntz was alright. She's aight. A little bit better than Miss Nickel. A little worse than Miss Arntz. Remember, she wrote me up because I had searched up Paw Patrol on my... No, I searched up Ninja, like Fortnite Ninja on my school Chromebook and got written up for it. Which also I didn't get like major in trouble for, which was a technology violation. I should have been like what happened with Mr. Gallion, where I got like whatever frickin' thing they had in middle school. That would be detention or something. But I didn't get like written up. I just got like a slap on the wrist, which I don't know why teachers like slapping me on the wrist so much. So I don't like punching me in the throat. Miss McKee was good. We love Miss McKee. Or I don't know if we love Miss McKee. I don't know, me and you, whoever you are watching this. But I liked Miss McKee. Actually, I liked her more than Mr. Gallion. Mr. Peters even. Because she was really sweet. She was really sweet. I have... Like, recently I got on a stupid bus, which now I drive, but I got on a bus once. And it got stuck at the middle school, and I had to have my dad come pick me up. And Miss McKee, as I was walking away towards the car rider line to go get in my dad's truck, she said, "All right, bye, Kerr." And I was like, "Aw, bye, Miss McKee." And she remembered me. It made me really happy. Because it was like junior year, so it's been 3 years since I'd last seen her. She remembered me, which was really sweet of her. And also, I have a memory of her where she was just like trying to make us quiet down. And she said something along the lines of they're trying to find a mate. No, not mate. Like what? No, not mate like what your sister does to their brother, to their cousin in Alabama, or like what you do to your cousin in Alabama. And I was like, what? That's so random. Why would you say that? I guess somebody in like the previous class had like, she said the word mate, and someone like went like in Alabama with their cousin, and she's like, no, but like in that class, like we had no no background history or anything. She just said, no, not mate like what you do to your cousin in Alabama. It's just so out of nowhere, and I was like, okay. I really liked Miss McKee though. She was so sweet. DeVries! DeVries! We love DeVries! Love DeVries! Love DeVries! Alright, I'm putting him here as a contender for top 3 because I'm not sure. I know there's another person I have a contender for top 3. Wait, I have 2 Mr. Galleons. Okay. I have 2 Mr. Galleons. Pretend this one doesn't exist. Yeah. Okay, Treadway was... Treadway as a person was alright. He was really cool. But I just remember, like, I remember all his classes were like really funny. But every time I walked, he was the worst. Like every like time I have like a new school year, I always have in my mind, okay, out of my 4 classes, this is the worst. Last year it was like kind of bad because it was a mix between Miss Q's and chemistry, but chemistry wasn't even like awful. It was just, eh. So Miss Q's is probably my worst of the day. I hated going to that classroom. I hated going to Mr. Treadway's, dude. I would rather burn my skin off than go in Mr. Treadway's again. But that classroom was really funny though, because like I sat in front of Colton. I mean, I sat behind Colton, and Colton just did the stupidest things. I just never understood. He was I don't want to say that. That's just mean. He was not a very good teacher. I did not think he taught very well. I never understood what he was teaching me. Mr. Kiko. I liked Mr. Kiko. Mr. Kiko was alright. Yeah, I'd say he's about here. No, he's behind Miss Johnson. Because Mr. Kiko, he always played really silly music. I always was really dumb in his class. I have 2 memories that were really embarrassing in his classroom that I never said anything about. I know he didn't like me personally. I also have one memory where I was looking across the classroom at Kenny Muir, and I had this thing in like whatever grade this was, 7th grade I think, where I'd throw up my arms and go ooga booga booga, and everyone found it so funny for some reason. It was so stupid looking back now, but like I would throw up my arms and go ooga booga booga, and people would just laugh. So I did it a lot. But there was this one time mid-class when Mr. Kiko was teaching, and he was like, turned his back to me. And I looked at Kenny, and I did it. And his girlfriend looked over at me, and she started giggling. And I looked back at Mr. Kiko, and he was just staring at me. But I didn't make the ooga booga booga. So I just had my arms in the air, like flailing them around. Not like like how like Frankenstein's monster has like his arms out, but like above his head. How it was like his arms kind of above his head, and he was like, I'm like twiddling my fingers around. So I look like a retard. Kurt just said the hard R. I look like an idiot. Or well, I did not look very educated, and I just kept doing it when Mr. Kiko looked at me, and I just looked at him and kept doing it. And after like 4 seconds of just staring at him, throwing my arm, like twiddling my arms, my fingers in the air, I put them down and just like cuffed my hands on my desk and looked at him like a sophisticated gentleman. And he just started laughing at me because I was like he had caught me red-handed, whatever stupid shenanigans I was doing, and he just made eye contact with me like, okay, like why'd you keep doing it after I'd caught you? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you so stupid? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, so I have respect for Mr. Kiko, even though I only have embarrassing memories from his classroom. I also remember doing
My name is Sharon.
that voice in his classroom a lot, which was also really embarrassing because it was really funny back then, but it's really stupid now. I was just an idiot, dude. I'm so worthless. Okay, we have Coach O'Toole. Strongly dislike Coach O'Toole. I don't hate him. Oh, hate's a strong word. I severely dislike him. I strongly dislike him. I hate Jessica Marasco. Jessica Marasco. Jessica Marasco. Jessica Marasco, who goes to... Well, I can't say the school name because I'm telling on myself, too. Who goes to a certain school in East Tennessee. So, yeah. Jessica Marasco. Jessica Marasco. I hate Jessica Marasco. Okay. So, yeah, I did not like Coach O'Toole. He never stopped yelling, and he would not shut up. I did not like him. Mr. The GOAT! The GOAT! The GOAT! Okay, I'm just doing it. He's definitely top 3. Definitely top 3. Okay. Now we have Miss Carver. I'd say Miss Burgess is a little bit worse than Miss Arms. Miss Nickel. I barely remember anything with Miss Burgess. That's the problem. No, I liked her more than Miss Montefiore. Yeah, Miss Carver. I would say about here. Because Miss Carver's fine. I don't have any hate towards Miss Carver. There's nothing in my heart that doesn't, not like her. But, it's just comments she's made that I've heard that I don't like. There's a time when there was only, if you know me personally, I'm not I don't feel really comfortable in certain situations when there's only certain types of people in a room. And, she, made a very hurtful comment. And, she looked at me and said, "No offense," after saying it. And, I took very much offense to that, and it made me very upset. Well, not like, am I right? But grow up hair curve, but I don't know, whatever. Miss Dale was alright. She's fine. She's good. Miss Dale's good. I like Miss Dale a lot. She's really... No, I'd put her back here because she's alright. Because there's things we disagree on that I will literally show complete 100% undefeatable evidence for. And she's like, "No, you're an English teacher. Do your homework." Do your own homework, lady. I don't mind her. She's fine. She's cool. She has I don't know, and just do whatever days, and I really appreciate that. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's teaching about. I like her teaching style. She was not very hard on us at all. She was really, really relaxed on us. And she knew when to put her foot down, and I appreciate that, but yeah, she was alright. Miss Hill! I'm related to Miss Hill, technically, now. So, yeah, she was good. Definitely really good. I really enjoyed Miss Hill's class. There are, 2 teachers that most certainly... Oh, okay. I know who the other top 3 is. Miss Arntz. Miss Arntz and Miss Hill would do so well together. Because I have never learned better history from anybody besides Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb was the most... I have never paid attention to a teacher more when they were speaking. I don't think. Miss Arntz, I love Miss Arntz to death because she taught math incredibly well. I have never met another math teacher that taught that well. Miss Q teaches alright, I like genuinely Miss Q. I don't like Miss Q as a person, but she teaches really good as a math teacher. Miss Arntz kills every teacher I've ever met. Well, no, these are the three. Okay, from a scale, these three teach super well, and I like how they are as a person. I really like who they are as a person. Miss Hill taught super well. If it was top 5, she would most certainly be up here. Mr. DeVries, he didn't really teach anything, but I really enjoyed Mr. DeVries. Profe taught me, he literally made me want to learn Spanish. Have I learned Spanish? No. Have I really increased since his class? No, not really. I had Duolingo streak for I had a 2-year Duolingo streak, and I was like, all right, I really don't care anymore. I'll learn this another time, and I haven't, so whatever. But yeah, he was so good that he made me enjoy literally learning Spanish. He made me want to learn Spanish, and in my free time. That's how good he was. Miss Arntz was so good, she made me like math. I used to despise math because of a certain somebody, let's say her name together, Jessica Marasco. You made me hate everything that you taught. You made me hate everything you ever laid your disgusting eyes on. I hate you. But Miss Arntz was the one little plug that made me love math again. And then when I went into 9th grade, I had Campbell as my math teacher, and he made me like math. Even though everybody can agree Campbell, well, no, I can't say that. Everybody can agree Campbell wasn't that good of a teacher, but I at least loved Campbell. I loved Campbell as a human being. Miss Arntz was awesome. There was a memory of her where I had messed up a question, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I have no idea how I messed it up, and I was like, dang it. And she was walking by when I said, dang it, because I was really frustrated. And she was like, what's the matter? And I said, I know how to do this. I just fucked it up. And she's like, all right, well, if you fix it, I'll just fix your grade right now. And so I went through and just fixed all the problems, and under not even a minute. And I handed it in. She's like, all right. And she looked over it real quick and said, all right, yeah, you get 100. Here you go. That is a teacher I love, because it shows she knows I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. She doesn't just oh, okay, you made the smallest little error in a number. All right, you lose 20 points. Miss Q, she will give you 100 if you know what you're doing. She will give you the benefit of the doubt if she knows what you're doing. I know Miss Q says she gives you the benefit of the doubt, but you can't tell it 9 times out of 10. Miss Arntz, if you know what you're doing, congratulations, you know what you're doing. And she taught it so well. I have never learned better teaching from anybody. And then Mr. Lamb, he could hook my face right on it. I was a steaming bass, and he was a beautiful, beautiful fishing line and beautiful bait. And I cramped my entire mouth on that, and he yanked me up so fast, I think my skin came off on the way up. He did so well at teaching. I love Mr. Lamb. I know women don't like Mr. Lamb because, I don't know, they're stupid. So, next is Miss Knox. She was my 4th grade math teacher. I don't know. She was alright. No, I don't hate her. It's kind of like a Miss Dale situation. They kind of look kind of similar. Well, I mean, when I remember them, they look similar. I looked at her now. She was blonde hair, I think, but... And I didn't hate her. She was alright. I think Miss Bonfie was better. She was alright. I didn't dislike her. She's just... Miss True? She was always nice to me. But dude, she hated Jace. And she lied about Jace to get him in trouble a few times. And then another memory. Hey, Miss True, I'm gonna get up. Jace, no, not even. He just got up, and it was the end of class, 2 minutes till class ended. Got up and just started collecting our books because we had to turn them in at the end of class. Started collecting our books for us. And she got mad at Jace and said, give everybody their books back. Class is not over. And he said, but class ends in 2 minutes. And she's like, no, I don't care. Give them back out. And so he hands the books back out and then goes and sits down. And then she looks at Madeline and says, all right, Madeline, go pick up the books. All right, woman, you go do all the work. Okay? That was not needed. You're just being a jerk. Miss Blackburn, the goat, the goat. Miss Blackburn gets extra points. I'm sorry, DeVries. Miss Blackburn gets extra points because she's retired, and they did her so dirty. They did her so dirty. Love Miss Blackburn. I gave her a hug and told her I loved her, and then I appreciated her teaching when she was here. I have never been able to joke around with a teacher more. Heck, even Profe, I don't think I was able to joke around more. There was one time she was teaching about schizophrenia, and she said something along the lines of like, schizophrenia has many different versions, and is not one guaranteed version of schizophrenia. There are many different versions, and I just said no, there's not. I'm so stupid when I say this because this just makes me sound like I'm a jerk. But she just said, "What do you mean? No, there's not. I literally have I'm educated in this stuff. What do you mean? No, there's not." And I was like, "No, there's only one." She said, "Yeah, there are more." I was just rage baiting her, dude. Like, no, there's not. Yes, there are. No, you can't prove it. What do you think you are? Educated? You do not have a degree. I said something really stupid. I used to do that all the time where someone just tell me a fact. I just go, no, that's not true. What do you think you are? Educated? You can't prove it. Prove it. So stupid. Oh, Coach Steele. Okay, you might not remember Coach Steele. Especially if you're watching this and you weren't in elementary school. He was the elementary school PE teacher. Love Mr. Steele. He was a really good guy. Always knew how to make us happy. Really, that sounds really bad. He was a really good guy. I'm gonna put him here. He always from what I remember, he just did not care. He was just like really chill. Oh, this is a touchy subject. Let's just put him here and move on. Let's just put him here and move on. Yeah, let's just move on. Okay, no, yeah, okay. There's a comment he made to me before school and over that I don't like him more for. Mr. Westridge. Mr. Westridge is good. Yeah, Mr. Westridge fan over here. He was really good. He always just seemed like he hated his life, and I really understood that. Just felt bad for him. I had a conversation with him on the seniors, which I'm a junior right now. Well, technically I'm a senior now, but on the other seniors' graduation day, I went and I talked to him, and I was like, "You probably don't remember me." He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. Not because you did anything bad, I just remember you because you always sat in the back and slept." I was like, "Yeah, thank you for letting me do that. You were really chill. I appreciate you." And he's like, "Yeah, thanks." I was like, "Yep, have a good year because you're retiring." And he's like, "Yeah, thanks." And then he just left. And I was like, "All right, yep, that's all right. Thank you, Mr. Westridge. Cool guy. I really felt bad for you, and I really appreciate you being chill." Miss Megan. Miss Megan's good. We love Miss Megan. Miss Megan. We played games with her one time when school was near the end, and we just didn't have anything to do. We just played games with her. Me, AIDS, and Caleb, and a few other people. Just play games with her. She was really cool. I don't know her too well, though. I'll just put her here. She's really sweet, though. Okay. Okay. Miss Pinky! Miss Pinky! If you don't know who Miss Pinky is, you can die. Just burn. Burn right now. My aunt used to talk to Miss Pinky all the time. Yeah, my aunt used to talk to Miss Pinky, a lot. There's a story I wanted to say because I remembered it right before. Whatever. I just remember that I was a loser. In her classroom. I also remember this one story where Hunter, I don't remember, it wasn't Hunter Click, it was one of the older Hunters. He looked like, he was kind of chubby. I was gonna say he looked like, insert character from, food brand, but that's really mean, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, he was a little plump. He was a little plump, and I remember a story where we were in Miss Panky's class, and we had to make. We were on a desert island, and we had 2 team members, and we had to alert a cruise ship in the distance with the stuff we had on the island, which was a bottle, which was a glass bottle, a piece of paper in the bottle, and a pencil, and then we had a coconut tree next to us. So the obvious answer was like, put this big massive cruise ship, whatever. There was no stupid clear answer. It all sucked. And so I was like, all right, let's yell, or let's cut down the tree and build a raft or something, or like try to swim on, like try to stay on the log, or scream for help, or and the woman next to me was like, put the message in the bottle and send it over, and then scream and see if they see the message, and they can pick it up and they can say, oh, we need help, and then they come and get us, or whatever, right? Both of those are not very good, but doable or understandable answers to your predicament, right? Hunter looks at all of us, and with his beautifully smart, absolutely brilliant 7th grade, no, not 7th grade. Gosh, if this was 7th grade saying that, they need to be put down. With his beautiful 2nd grade mind, said, what if we built a gun and just shot at the cruise ship, and then they'd call the Navy to come help? No, there was no call the Navy. It was, what if they would have shot the cruise ship and they came over to help us? If you are in a cruise ship, how are we going to build a gun, first of all? You were a 2nd grader. Second of all, if you build a gun out of pure bark and somehow get it to work, and somehow find gunpowder to fire it, and somehow get all of it ready and fire at this cruise ship with whatever wooden, sand, bullets, whatever, and this bullet somehow hits the cruise ship with that much range and accuracy, like it's a sniper rifle, you do all that, right? There's no drop off or anything. And you're on the cruise ship, right? You're the captain of this cruise ship, and somehow this little wooden bullet hits your boat. If you even manage to notice it, it's like a peanut hitting your boat. If you even manage to notice it, if you're being fired at by anything, you're not gonna turn around and go investigate like you're a white guy in a horror movie. It doesn't work like that. I understand he's in 2nd grade, but even as a 2nd grader, I looked at him and called him an idiot. Oh yeah, this is the story I want to tell. So, fun fact, by the way, Jessica Marasco was my 3rd grade teacher. 3rd grade everything teacher, as in we didn't have like blocks or anything. She just taught us everything that we needed to know or whatever. So we didn't have like teachers on a block schedule, right? So, wow, she's my everything teacher. 4th grade comes along, everything's fine and peachy. Miss Knox, Miss Couch, and Miss Bonafide are my teachers. And I'm sitting there near the last day of 4th grade, and I remember this is the last day. I've already had the news of what this news was. I was sitting in that hallway, and I was bummed out, dude. I was so heartbroken. And Miss Panky came up to me and said, hey, Kerr, what are you doing? I said, I'm sitting here. I'm so happy to go home. And she's like, you heard the news that Jessica Marasco is going to be your 5th grade math teacher. Yeah, I know. Are you excited? No, I am not. I hate Jessica Marasco. Oh. She's literally just came back. She did that on purpose. Everything in my body knows she did that on purpose. She knew. Kerr was my 3rd grade teacher. I mean, my 3rd grade my little dummy that I could punch around and kick and bite. Oh, he's moving up. All right, well, I can still catch him in 5th grade. I hear there's a positioning opening in 5th grade. Let me come up here. Oh, hi, Kerr. Oh, what a surprise. Oh, wow. Welcome back, Kerr. I hate you. So much pent-up anger. Grr. Hey, we got Billy Badass over here. All right. We got Miss Peters. She was alright, I guess. I mean, nothing. She was alright. I did not like her too much, honestly, but whatever. No, I can't not like her. She was really sweet to me, but I hate you. I hate you. I don't know what Zach sees in you, dude. I hate you. I do not like you at all. I think you are worthless. Coach, I don't like you more than Coach O'Toole. How do you feel? How do you feel, you worthless piece of trash? Miss Aladdis. Miss Aladdis is really good. It's like a 50-50 for some reason for people that don't like Miss Aladdis. I guess I can understand that because Miss Aladdis is like, I think she has bipolar or something, but yeah, I like Miss Aladdis. Miss Aladdis is really chill. Yeah, she's chill. That's a good place for her. Okay, Mr. Campbell. Immediate right here. Love Mr. Campbell. Love Mr. Campbell. I would. I need to calm down. Yeah, I love Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell's really cool. Really good memories. I remember I was a complete weirdo in his classroom because there was a time when it was Christmas. And I walked up to him in front of the entire dadgum classroom, and I had drawn this crappy stick figure version of him. And I turned it into a tree ornament for his little desk tree. And after Christmas was over, he hung it on his wall. I don't know if he still has that. This is crappy, like, overly disgusting stick figure of him. Man, every time I go out in public, I see people that look like him. Like, exactly like him. And I want to ask them, are you Mr. Campbell? Because I want to see him again because he moved away. Because they're about to fire him or something. I don't know. I've been told so many stories, whatever. Ranging from him being a creep to him being, I don't know, they didn't want to get fired because they didn't like him or whatever. I love Mr. Campbell. Love Miss Mary. Miss Mary Glazer. Love Miss Mary. She's awesome. I won't put her down to Mr. Gallion. Oh, but Mr. Westridge. Mr. Westridge. Maybe Coach Steele. Oh, wow. Okay. Better than Mr. Peters? Miss McKee? Miss Easter? That's a hard one. I need to put them together. They are the same. There is no Miss Easter's better than Miss Mary. There is no Miss Mary's better than Miss Easter. They're the same. They are the same level. I can't put them like this, but they are on the same level. Miss Howard, Crumb Woman. So, Crumb Woman refers to the fact that in 6th grade, Caleb would be a complete... you remember what I said about him earlier about Miss Johnson being in 6th grade. He was a little bit of a special turkey. And, do I have any... Okay, great. Thanks, Pixie. Anyways. So, he was a little bit of a special turkey. And, he would just make her life miserable. There was this time when Abby Ferguson was, had to sit next to us. And I hated Abby back then. I don't mind her now. She's alright, I guess. I mean, she's not my favorite, but... She sat next to Caleb, and I sat across from them, and I was just watching, and every time Caleb would do anything, Abby would look at him and say, "Stop! Quit doing that! Get your elbows away from me!" And Caleb, being a little rat he was, put his elbows up, his crusty elbows, which they were very crusty. She said, "Get your crusty elbows away from me." And he put up his crusty elbows right in her face and went, "Ooh, look at my crusty little elbows. Ooh, are you scared?" And she's like, "Stop, get him away. And she's freaking out. It was so funny. And Caden and I were just sitting together, just laughing our heads off because Caleb was just being a complete, like a little monster to this poor woman. And Miss Howard walked over and was like, quit it! What are you doing? Go sit over there." And she segregated him, dude. She sat him on a complete other lunch table where the special ed kids sat. And segregated him, bro. Because he was shoving his crusty elbows in her face. Ooh, look at my elbows. and Caden, bro. Me and Caden used to like just disciple with Caleb because Caleb would just do the stupidest things, and we thought it was so funny, so we just like follow him around everywhere. It's just like a public YouTube video too, so I'm not gonna explain a whole lot of what he did because a whole lot of what he did was just so stupid. I know he'd probably get embarrassed by it. But yeah, there's that. And then there's the reason I call her Miss Crumb Woman was because there's this time when Caleb made an absolute mess everywhere. Like it was all over the place. He like there was a time when another one of our friends who had never sat with us before. He was always a good friend of ours, but he never sat with us. And he sat with us eventually, and he sat next to Caleb, and he had an apple. he had his lunch tray there, and he had an apple right there on the corner of his tray. And Caleb was smacking his like little yogurt packet, because he always did this when he just like play with his food. He was smacking his yogurt packet against the table, and like the corner of it burst, and it shot out this perfectly good stream of yogurt all over our friend's tray, and it went all over his apple and all over his glasses and all over everywhere on his tray. And our friend slowly looked over at Caleb as me and Caden are just dying, and he goes, I was gonna eat that apple. Like, and he never sat with us ever again because of that. It was his first and last time. And he always made jokes about the apple. He'd always be like, you owe me an apple. Or like, do you remember the apple incident? Like, there was that. And the reason we called her Miss Crumb was because there was a time when he made a complete mess on the floor. Just crumbs everywhere. And she walked over to him after and said, you can either clean this dadgum floor up with all these crumbs, or if you don't get it done by the time lunch is over, you're gonna clean the entire cafeteria. And then she walked away. And Caleb said, Miss one crumb on the floor and you have to clean the entire school. And so we just called her that the whole time. We called her Miss Crumb. Or no. He called her Miss Hogwarts. Her name was Miss Howard. He called her Miss Hogwarts because she just constantly which I don't blame her, dude. He would just harass her, or make her life awful. And then he was so ticked off as to why she hated him so much. Looking back, looking at the time, I was I don't know why she hates me so much, dude. And now when we look back, it's yeah, I see why she hated me so much. Why she hated us so much. He would just make her life awful. There was another time when he was slapping the table with his yogurt, and the same corner piece broke off, and it started squirting everywhere. It squirted all in his hair, all his glasses, all on the floor behind him. And the whole time, she was just standing behind him. She was right there the whole time, and she watched the whole thing. She was standing on his, behind his shoulder, and me and Kane were just staring at her, and Kelvin would, look at us, and he's like, what are you guys looking at? And then he just keeps smacking it on the table. He would keep smacking the yogurt on the table, and the tip burst and squirted all behind him. It didn't get on her, but it squirted all on his face, all on his hair. And me and Kaden didn't say anything as she was standing behind him. And she watched the whole thing. And he turns around and he goes, oh, hey. And she goes, yeah, you're cleaning the cafeteria, bub. She's like, yeah, you're in trouble. And he got segregated. He had to clean the cafeteria, and he got segregated afterwards. I just remember looking up at her, and she looked at me, and then she looked at Caleb as he was slapping his yogurt on the table, and she wasn't saying anything. She just wanted to watch. And it bursted, and it went everywhere, all behind him, all on the floor, all on his face. And he was just saying this. He was making little, he was going, the whole time he was slapping it. And then he's like, oh, as it squirted in the air like a fountain. And he went, oh, and then looked at it go all over his eyes. And he makes eye contact with me and Kay, and he's like, what? And he turns around and looks at her, and he's like, oh, hey. my gosh, dude. Oh, I have such good memories with Miss Hogwarts, but I didn't like her that much at all. I remember also we would like Brian Klipner would just like turn his internet off because she had a computer class. He would turn his internet off and just say, my internet's not working, can we go to PE? And so everybody just started doing that, like every dadgum day. We'd turn our internet off and be like, oh, our internet's not working, can we go to PE? And she'd be like, alright, you all are just friggin' with me now, because you just want to go to PE. Because the one time it worked like twice actually. And she fell for it, and she's like, alright, we'll go to PE. And it was like, alright. So everybody just started doing that every single day. Like every day our internet wouldn't work. And she like started catching on. She's like, guys, stop. Miss Clifton. Strongly dislike Miss Clifton. I might hate her more than Miss Parks, honestly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, second worst. Second worst behind Miss Jessica Marasco. I hate Jessica Marasco. Miss Coulter. Now, this is a free country. I'm allowed to have my opinion on Miss Coulter. She was alright. Miss Coulter's not bad. She's not bad at all. I think... I know, you're freaking out. No, calm down. Calm down. I don't think she's as bad as people say she is. Because, in all honesty, she gives you way too much benefit of the doubt. She tries to connect with us. She tries to let us have some fun. I know she burps. I know the burping jokes. But she tries. She gives you the benefit of the doubt. She gives, she really lets some things slide. Like on my chemistry tests, I'd put the stupidest answer and she'd be like, dude, try. Like, she's so down to earth. She says like, dude, bro, quit, dude, stop, all that. I don't mind Miss Coulter as much. I used to hate her because, just other things, other reasons. I don't mind her that much anymore. Oh, look, we're getting near the end of the list. Miss Q. Miss Q. Don't like Miss Q. I don't like Miss Q more than yes, I do like Miss Coulter more than I don't like Miss Q. I don't like Miss Q. I think her teaching is fine. I kind of like her teaching. Well, no, I don't. Her teaching's fine. It's middle of the road. Yes, I do learn from Miss Q. You miss one day, you're cooked. You're just screwed. You're not gonna learn that crap ever. And then there's that, and then I can't deal with her, dude. I can't deal with her. I just don't like her. I wish she would just leave me alone. I don't like her at all. As a person, I don't like her. It's always like a jump between I like her and I don't like her, and I've just settled on I don't like her. She's no. I don't like her. I appreciate the gift she gives us. Very sweet of her. I don't like her as a person. I don't like her. She will scream at anybody for the stupidest things and get angry and just blatantly tell us, I don't like you. Which I can respect for a lot of people, but I don't understand why Brayden glazes her. I do not like her. I know he probably also does not. I'm pretty sure he does not also like her. He just does that because, I don't know. Miss Stevens, she was alright. I used to, she was my favorite. I think about it back now. I was an awful kid in kindergarten. But I did not really get to know her too well. I don't remember much about her. She was alright. I would say that's a good spot. Alright. This is my teacher tier list. Alright. I hope you enjoyed watching me yap about a teacher. This video is exactly an hour long, probably. I'm probably going to cut it off right when it gets to an hour. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Kerr3902 or whatever my YouTube name is now. Flakes something. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I tried a little bit with this. Jessica Marasco, by the way, we can all take away. I do not like Jessica Marasco. She's an awful teacher. I did not like her. I never learned anything from her. I had my dad teach me everything that she ever wanted to teach me because I hated her so much. I would not listen to her. And even if I did listen to her, I did not like listening to her. She was a bad teacher. She tried to teach me box division, and I could not learn it worth a crap. I got stuck on a division paper for like a month because I did not understand what she was teaching me because she's so bad. I hated her, dude. She couldn't teach me division in 3rd grade. She couldn't teach me division in 5th grade. I did not learn division until 5th grade because she was that bad of a teacher. I hated her, dude. She sucked. I hate you, Jessica Marasco. I hate you so much.